All right. So, first things first, you can go ahead and introduce yourself, let everybody kind of know who you are if they don't already know.
Yes, sir. I'm Will Hodo. I play first base for Alabama. I'm number 18. I'm a senior on the baseball team.
Everybody probably should know who you are at this point, been here for 4 years. So, I kind of want to go in a little bit, just talk a little bit about how the season's gone so far for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. We've had a really good start. Obviously, 9-0 is that's hard to argue with,
Yep.
and I think we've shown we can do a lot of stuff on both sides of the ball. We've hit the ball really well. Scored 20 runs on Tuesday, and
Yep.
uh, was our offense is great over this past weekend. We pitched the ball really well. We got some really good starting pitching, really good bullets out of the pen, and just excited for next couple weeks.
How was that transition kind of been? Because obviously Coach Vaughn came in last year. How has that transition kind of been from first year to second year? Like the first year, was it, coming in trying not to step on too many toes, and then now it's kind of hit the ground running, or has it just kind of always been like that with Coach Vaughn?
Yeah, just the kind of coach that he is. He's one of the greatest coaches I've had as a player through any of the sports I played, baseball, football, basketball. Just he's a great leader, and just stepping in last year, I wouldn't say there's been a difference between last year and this year as good as he's been. Just as a leader of all of us as young men, shaping us into the people, the best version of ourselves that we can be as people and baseball players. That was something that he started on day one. I wouldn't say that anything's really changed from year one to year two, just besides the fact that we're just a little bit more comfortable and used to how he treats us and that sort of thing.
It's kind of like that thing I'm just where like Saban talked about it all the time. Obviously you want to make great players, but you kind of create men in the same process as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. So obviously everybody's going to want to talk about the Ohio State game. Obviously y'all put up 20 runs last night as well. So, when y'all were down, so it was 10-0 or at the bottom of the fourth now when y'all get up to bat. What's that overall feeling in the dugout? Like is it nervous? Is it, we have the chance to come back, we just have to start putting bats on balls? Like what's the feeling?
Yeah, so that feeling, obviously, you never want to go down 10 to
Mm.
nothing. That's not a spot you want to be in. But just kind of going back to what I was just saying, Coach Vaughn, great leader, gets everybody together in the dugout and just kind of tells us, like, straight up, it's like, look, like, obviously, we're down 10 to nothing. We can't go back and change this now. The only way, like, the only thing we can do at this point is respond. And you can either respond by laying down and losing 20 to nothing rather than fighting your way back, calling your way back. And then your second option is to fight. And we went out there, and one of the biggest things that we've kind of associated ourselves with as a team this year is toughness. And he just kind of laid it out there like, uh, if you want to show me you're tough, like, show me right here. You're down 10 to nothing. This is the first real adversity we had this season. It's like, this is y'all's perfect opportunity to come out here and show how tough you are. So that's kind of the feeling we had. Wasn't necessarily, we weren't too down, too far up, just kind of nose on the grindstone and just went back out there and played our game, got back to work.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a go back at it. Just, you can only take it one bat at a time. And I guess the interesting thing about baseball versus something like football is it's not timed. You can have as
Oh,
many
yeah.
bats in an inning as you can put out there. Somebody I do want to talk about too. Justin Lebron has had a pretty good start to his year, to say the least. He put together, what was it? I think he had two home runs in the Ohio State game, and he put two together in one inning last night. So
Yeah, yeah.
he's had a pretty good start to his inning, but your stats, I mean, they're still right there with him. What does it feel like whenever you kind of look across the bench in the dugout and you see guys that who can flip games with just one at bat? Like what's that feeling like? Does it kind of give you a little more confidence to play your own game?
Oh yeah, it gives you tons of confidence to know that that guy's like just wearing the same uniform as I am, and some of the stuff he can do on the baseball field is ridiculous. I love getting to play games with him and getting to practice with him. Like that kid's just unbelievable at baseball. He's a great human being, and he's just an amazing teammate to have. And it pushes everybody else on our team to their limits. Just how talented, hardworking that he is.
I feel like another thing too with that is when you have a guy that plays like that, it's kind of the iron sharpens iron thing. Like,
Absolutely.
in practice, like you want to go compete with him, everybody wants to compete with everybody. So it just makes everybody a better ball team, just all together. Um, so I'm gonna look over here and see what next question. Okay, one thing I do want to talk about. So y'all get to the top of the ninth, down by one. You made a great play, made a good diving stop at to pretty much right in that little first base gap. What's the feeling when y'all go back to the dugout? Down one, bottom of the ninth, got a chance to come back and try and win this game. What's that feeling like when you then go back to the dugout?
Yeah. So one thing Coach Vaughn always talks about when we're down in a game is just like we got to get the tying run to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
And so going out there top of the ninth, like we're down a run, and I think collectively everybody on our team knows that if we go out there and hang a zero in the top of the ninth inning and we start the inning no outs tying run at the plate, like I think everybody on our team, we all knew that if we could go out there and hang that zero, that we had a really good chance to win that ball game. So making that play was huge for us to hang that zero, and just really happy that I could help Tate get another out because that dude was out there shoving it on Sunday.
Whenever I saw you kind of walk back to the dugout, it's kind of like you can see it on people sometimes. Like, all right, let's just go win this ball game now. Like we did what we needed to do on defense. Now let's go play to our strength on offense and just go ahead and win this ball game.
Oh yeah, for sure. And just going back to what I was just saying, like Aiden Moza, Tate Robertson, those dudes went out there and shoved for
Yeah.
however many innings it was that we hung zeros in. And just like watching them do that and knowing that more than anything, that's what we needed to get back in that game. Because I mean, obviously you got to score 10 runs,
Yep.
but scoring 10 runs is one thing, but it's another thing if you have to score 10 runs and then they add one here.
Yep.
But like them getting zeros was massive to us winning that ball game.
Yeah, because I mean they put up 10, but then y'all put up 12 unanswered back to back on
Yeah,
top of
yeah,
them. So that's a
exactly,
that's a that's a good feeling not to have those kind of leak through kind of as you go throughout the rest of the game.
exactly.
So whenever you step up there, you got a 2-2 count. It was Mizell and Torres are both they got on base. I think LeBron grounded out. He hit one to the shortstop, I think, grounded out. So whenever you go up there, they made a pitching change. What in your mindset, because they had two walks, both Mizell and Torres both got walked. What was your kind of mindset facing a new pitcher? You get up there, you go to bat. Are you looking for a certain pitch off this guy? Or are you just kind of saying, okay, we got a chance here. You put one into play and you at least tie the game up.
Yep. So in that situation, we pinch ran Ahmad Duff at first base, who's probably he's the fastest dude on our team,
Okay.
and just absolutely burns on the base pass. So we had him out there. And then as far as approach goes, this early in the season, it's hard to pick up on patterns
Yeah.
of what people do against certain hitters and that sort of thing. And so you're kind of going out there, you know what this guy throws, you kind of know what his best pitch is, but for the most part, you don't really know exactly how he's going to attack you. And then, so going up to the plate, I just knew that if I could square something up through the middle of the field
Yeah.
and hopefully put it in the gap, I knew that if a ball got deep in the gap, that Duff was going to score regardless. So that was really all there was to it. Was just trying to get something back through the middle.
Whenever you hit that ball, did you just know it was gone?
I wish I could say I did, but as big as that park had been playing this past weekend, I mean, it was huge out there in center field and
Yeah.
had a really tall wall. So, I mean, I didn't know for sure off the bat, but I knew I got a really good piece of it, and I knew that I had a good feeling that I was going to get down. So,
Yeah. Whenever I'm watching that back, the guy for Ohio State. He walks out there and he kind of gives like this little like bunny hop, like he's gonna try and jump for him. Like, dude, that ball is a skyscraper over your head. Like, there ain't no chance you're getting to that ball. 'Cause everybody kind of turned and watched it, and I was like, he hit that pretty good. And everybody kind of turned, watched, and paused. And like when you see that ball hit the top of the building over there, yeah, that's long gone.
Oh yeah.
What so is that like top tier memory now in Bama baseball, or you got something else that tops it?
Yeah, that one's definitely up there for me. Just with baseball, I was kind of thinking about this, talking about this with somebody on the team, and it's just like, yes, like it's super cool to go out there and do something like that on a in a tournament like
Yep.
the Jacksonville tournament. It was super fun. It was really cool to do that, but like at the same time, baseball is a game where you're playing 4 or 5 games a week, so it's
Hmm.
like you got to turn the page pretty quick. And we came out and played last night and had another really good game, but it's the same thing. It's like just got to keep stacking days and just turning the page to the next game. And like I'm gonna hold on to that one for a while, but gonna try not to just sit here and think about it too
Yeah.
much. Just focusing on the next day.
Yeah, can't. It's one of those things you can't dwell on too much, but like sometimes
Yeah,
late at night, go back, watch the replay, be like, yeah, that was me. I did
yeah,
that kind of
yeah. It
thing.
was really. Don't get me wrong, really cool, and that was the first walk off I'd ever hit, and so I mean it's
At
definitely
Alabama,
one.
or just like your whole career.
Yeah, in general, that was
Oh,
the
that's
first
cool.
walk off I'd ever hit.
That's a
So
good one to have.
yeah, so really cool moment. But like I was saying, just we play so many games in
Yeah.
a season. Like if I if I dwell on a cool moment in week two, then I'm gonna get left behind in
Yep.
the course of a 56 game season or however many it is. So just flipping the page is important.
I think that was one thing last year too. Like y'all got off to a really hot start last year, and it's just it feels like it's almost every night kind of thing. It's kind of like the NBA season. It's just a game every night. Got to go out, got to show up every time. What has that kind of changed like throughout your whole like college career? Has that kind of changed the way you look at the game overall coming out of high school, or is it just kind of always been that grind kind of every day?
Yeah, so it's a lot different than high school. Just like that many games and this short of a time span. Just in the 4 years of college that I've been here, just between seasons at school, seasons in summer ball, like it's a lot of baseball that adds up, and it's that's a tough thing about baseball that you have to get up and play that much, but it's
Yeah.
also one of the beautiful things about it that regardless of how you play the night before, or good or bad, you have a chance to come out tomorrow and either prove it again or show what you got the next day. So it's definitely two sides to the coin.
Yeah, for sure.
How much we play.
That's cool. I like that mindset too. You got a blank opportunity every night kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to keep it too much longer, but last question I kind of got is so going, forward in the year and then starting to get into SEC play. What are your personal goals and kind of the team's overall goal going forward with this season?
Yeah, personal goals just do what I can to help our team be as successful as possible, and then team goals really and truly as simple as it can be. I think our team goal is just to be as tough as we can to any opponent that we face. So we were kind of talking about this after our game last night against Jack State. And it's like we go out there, score 16 first 2 innings, and then kind of lull through the middle innings. And it's just kind of the same thing. It's like we want to be the same team
Yep.
regardless of being up 15 in midweek or the first pitch of the game Friday night against Texas A&M when we open SEC play, and just kind of not playing to our opponent, but just playing to the best version of who we can be as a team.
Kind of piggybacking off that too, like with Texas A&M going out, they lost tonight or last night, whichever night it was. What does that kind of say going forward for even the SEC play or whatever it is? It's you got to show up every night. It's not you can't play down to the level of your opponent. Like you said, what is that the mindset going forward? Because everybody looks at Bama like they've got a good basketball team, got a good football team, but now the baseball team is really catching fire as well. What is it that y'all are trying to do to kind of say, hey, we're a powerhouse in this thing too. We put up 20 runs almost in 2 innings the other night. What is y'all's kind of overall not motivation, but kind of like commitment to putting y'all's name out there?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I really don't think that we buy in too much to like media and hype. As I was talking about earlier, kind of like the emphasis that our team has put like onto ourselves this year, and our coaches are challenging us to be is just how tough can we be. And I feel like if we can go out there and show to each other as teammates and then to the other team that we are tougher than they are, then everything else will take care of itself. And just, I know you mentioning Saban earlier, and
Mm.
it's an easy example to go back to, but he had so many good press conferences and voice clips of him
Yeah, wasn't
talking
it?
about how the media can just be
Yep.
rat poison to you.
Yep.
So it's definitely not something we want to buy into too much. And just keep our heads out of polls and what people are saying about us, what people are saying about everybody else, and just going out there every night that we have a chance to play and being the best version of us that we can be.
Love that. That's a perfect response. I think Saban would be proud of that too. Uh, all right, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on. I know it's kind of late. I'm gonna try not to keep you out too late, but appreciate you jumping on, man. Hopefully we'll do it again soon. And what y'all next game's the first? Is that right?
Yes. Well, we play Friday, I
Or the
think, the
28th? But
28th.
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, hopefully I'm gonna try and get down to the ballpark a couple times this year and come check it
Awesome.
out. Awesome,
Awesome.
dude. Well, I appreciate you jumping on, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. Before we get off, I was looking at right before we got on. I saw
Mm.
your Instagram before I got on here. Those knives you got on there are pretty sweet, man.
Oh yeah, appreciate. That's actually my brother. That's my. I got a
Oh,
twin
that's
brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what he does
okay.
for a living.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I'll you have to give him a shout out. He'll
Yeah,
appreciate
yep.
that.
Yeah, I was
I'll
gonna
show him
say you
this.
have
He'll be
to.
happy with that.
Yeah, you have to let him know I said that because
I
I saw
will,
that
dude.
right before I got on, and I'm a big knife guy,
I,
so
oh,
you have to
I,
let him know.
I'll get him to send you one. He was sending me stuff today. He's like, "Oh, look at this I'm working on." So I'll definitely let him know that. He'll be happy with
That's
that.
awesome. That's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it, dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Y'all have
You
a
have
good
a
night,
good one.
man.